Hello, everyone. It is Carol from Lily Rose Blue. I hope you are doing well. A couple of little notes here. Sorry, every time I go to talk, I cough. One moment. Excuse me. So, you have heard that I am, if you've watched a couple of recent videos, I'm back on prednisone on a 15-day course. Started Thursday, so tapering down. In addition, you may or may not have heard, long story short, is my MD physiatrist, which is an MD who essentially specializes in rehabilitation therapy. So obviously works in concert with physical therapists, occupational therapists, PCPs, and procedures. Anyway, I had seen him. I had to cancel a previous procedure because I was on steroids. They called me on late Friday afternoon, and said, hey, I think we're about to make your day. And they said, hey, Dr. So-and-so has opened up a bunch of procedure slots, and he has time this Tuesday, meaning today, November 5th. And I said, absolutely, I would love to have that appointment, because when I had to reschedule, it wasn't until December 27th, and that's the week of Christmas, and the holidays are kind of up in the air, or they were at the time. I think we've got them figured out now. So I said, but here's the problem. I'm back on steroids, and that's why I couldn't have it done before. And she said, actually, we checked with the doctor, and he saw that, he was looking through his own people who were on his waiting list. And he said he actually picked you. And he said, it's fine that you're on steroids. And I'll come back to the asterisks. The most important thing is that you have not been on antibiotics and you have not gotten any recent vaccines. And I said, no antibiotics, no vaccines, because we were waiting until I was over all this respiratory stuff. And she said, he says you're golden. And she said, here are our times. I picked my time, and I've been there. God bless my husband for sticking with me for yet another procedure. Was able to transfer myself back from the procedure bed to the regular bed, was taken back to the room. They did vitals once, was able to sit up, was able to stand up on my own. My leg is not numb at all, which they they warned me pretty significantly that your leg could be numb for several hours. Which is why they tell you to not drive for 24 hours, take it easy, don't attempt, to do, the whole, the song and dance, you guys. I actually feel okay. The only thing I would say is I'm already on steroids, and I got a huge dose of steroids injected into my SI joint. So I am jittery, and I'm feeling that. But otherwise, I don't have any site pain. The interesting thing is now I hurt more on the right side of my back instead of the left, where they did the injection, which probably also is not a surprise. But anyway, so I am here. I had taken the whole day off. There were some moments when I thought, oh, I could work. And then I went, nope, give yourself grace. Don't do it. No, just no. So here I am in my craft room. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. So if you watched my video of when I was in Omaha for my work meeting, I went to a place called Junk and Treasure, kind of by University of Nebraska Medical Center, and found some great things, including this horse. This was probably, I think this was the very first thing I saw. And I'm like, oh yeah, the price was right. And I'm like, yep, that horse has got to go home with me. So here she is. Now, in previous times when I've had new mascots, I've asked you guys to name them. This time I did it myself. So I apologize that you're not able to participate. But this is the horse's name. This is a Scottish female name that means the torch or the radiant one or the sun. Okay, so that's how you spell it. Eilidh, but it's pronounced Ailey. So Ailey goes with Adam, Astrid, Amber, Arnold, Asa, Angel. Ailey. So meet Ailey. This is Ailey. Okay, now that we've got that business done. Oh shoot, I meant to grab the magazine. So if you saw Carrie the Paper Monkey's recent video or a recent video that I did, Carrie came across some of those wonderful Somerset published magazines at a thrift store, and she picked them up. And she sent one to me. And little did she know that she stirred a fire in me. I've done some mixed media. I haven't done a ton, but I've done some, and I enjoy it. One of the reasons my craft room is it's not a mess, so full, is that I have done a variety of crafts over my life. And probably back as a kid, started with cross stitch, tried to do some crewel stitching. That was not for me. And then kind of moved on to scrapbooking as a young parent and card making. Then did some mixed media, then did acrylic painting, and I've painted things. I also did, paint by number, just some painting. I'm a terrible drawer, but, I played. And then I did mixed media. I did and do diamond painting because I find that super relaxing. Anyway, Carrie sent me this magazine, and just kind of like I'm petting this right now, I just kind of keep petting this magazine, and looking at it and opening it up and flipping through the pages. I have yet to actually read an article because I'm still just kind of absorbing the beauty of it, kind of thing. But it inspired me enough that I went out and got some mixed media paper, which is this paper that you see right here. And I'm playing with an idea. Oh, and I've done mixed media on paper. I've done mixed media on canvas. So this is something that I've done, a technique I've done on canvas. I had not done it on paper. So what I have here is a piece of tissue paper. And here's the tip I've already learned. Depending on what look you want and what medium you're going to use, does kind of dictate your tissue paper. Some of the canvas things that I did, I wanted a shiny look. And I am going to name names. I am, because this is a YouTube channel. It's not meant to say somebody's product is better or worse. It is to say, I have found XYZ product works best for XYZ project. Please know and understand that. So for some of the mixed media canvas where I was stamping and using stays on ink, so that the ink wouldn't bleed, I really like Michael's tissue paper. It's got a pretty high shine to it, but that is what I needed for that particular project. I gave away the canvases that I did using that technique, so I can't show you the difference right now. But Michael's tissue paper is very shiny. One of the other big box craft stores tissue paper hasn't worked as well for me. So I'm just going to say that. I guess I won't say the name. This tissue paper is not shiny at all. In fact, it's matte, right? On both, it's I think that's glue. Might be just a little bit of a shine, not much on the other side. But this tissue paper is from Dollar Tree. And it was exactly what I needed for this project. So what I did was I took a sheet of the mixed media paper. I took a sheet of tissue paper, crumpled it up because I wanted this texture. And I think you can see the texture. This is absolutely the look I wanted. And I will also tell you, it's almost dry. I think there might be a few itty bitty tacky places, but even as it dried, I got more texture. So how I adhered the tissue paper to this paper, and I'm probably other things work, but I went with what I knew worked, which was this Mod Podge matte finish. Okay. So I painted the paper, and I was pretty liberal. I mean, I didn't have it pooling, but it was pretty wet. And I made sure that I got out to the edges and that I, rubbed down the edges so that I knew it was going to stick. And actually, I should show you too. I had the tissue paper just pretend, right? I had the wet mixed media paper here. I had the tissue paper ready, and I went like this, flattened it out, and kind of stopped. I mean, you don't want huge air pockets, but you cannot keep pulling because it's wet and you will ruin your tissue paper, right? So that's what I did. I cut a margin because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to finish this yet, so I left it like this. The next thing I did is I went to my huge collage zippered mesh bag, and I took out some various book pages, and I purposefully kind of tore them this way. And I'll tell you why. Because I find myself being very, and you guys have heard me say this, I get very prescriptive. I can get very linear, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay, especially if that's the look you're going for. That's not the look that I have in mind for this project. I've also, there was this really cool artwork in my room that I was in today at the procedure clinic. And I would say mixed media. And I have to also say it reminded me of something that I think Angela the Traveling Crafter would have done. So I took a picture of that. So I had an idea in my head. I had a number one idea in my head. That's now number two. And then just today I came up with a third idea. And ultimately, I think what I'm going to do first is a Thanksgiving / be grateful project. So what I'm going to do now, I have never used glue stick on top of here, but we're going to try it because you know what? We've got backup if this doesn't work. And I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do, a whole bunch of this because, you get the idea after a couple of pieces. I am also not going to cover up everything here. And I'm going to try to be purposefully random. Purposefully random. Now, I think because of the texture of this tissue paper, we're going to have to rub around the edges here and make sure this sticks. But I'm not going to cover it all because I want people to see this texture, right? That's part of the look that I'm going for. I'm also going to show you this in bits and pieces. I am having issues with my phone again. I think I know. Here's the deal. I had this problem once before. I did get it fixed on my own. It was super scary. Super scary. Actually, okay. I got to get out my thing to wipe the glue off. It's super scary. It involves a factory reset of your phone, which, I don't think any of us would take lightly. But I'm going to have to do it. It's the other files. So it's not my photos. It's not my videos necessarily. It's the other files. It's also not my apps. I've got my apps cleaned out really well. It is just this bugaboo of a thing that keeps happening every now and then. The problem is that I just absolutely run out of storage, and so I can't do a long video right now. I can't do much of anything right now. I've got to get my mind right and decide that it's going to be okay to do this. The other problem or the other reason why I haven't done it yet is that, of course, the YouTube video that I thought I had saved and thought I had written down, I can't find. There's one that's similar, but it's not quite the same. And so I want to make sure I find that exact video before I attempt to do this factory reset. Yeah. And, this has lasted probably 4 or 5 months. I think, and I don't know if it's my phone, I don't know why this keeps happening. Nobody I talked to has ever had this happen before. What I think is part of the problem, my hypothesis, shall we say, is I cannot get my phone to film horizontal to start with. It films everything vertically, and then I have to convert it to horizontal. And I think that is somehow making another copy of the video that is not saved in a place where I can delete it, where I can see it, where I can delete it. That's my hypothesis. I have no idea if I'm right or wrong. But yeah. So Sarah, this is a piece of paper from that new Centerville book that I purchased from you. So is this. Yeah, I got a book from Sarah that I harvested it last night, Sarah. And honestly, I think I will be using every single page out of that book. There were images on almost every page. And just cool images. So, I was super happy to harvest that book last night, and I can't wait to use some of those pages. And I said I wasn't going to make you stay for this whole gosh darn thing, and here I am, Jabberjawn again. Okay, what do I want to? I think I'll just come back and use this. And I'm gonna have this be enough for right now. And of course that's not laying down because that paper's kind of curled. Anyway, this is how I'm going to start this. Actually, I would like a piece. This was not what I was thinking, but there needs to be something like right there, I think. Just and probably something right down here. And just using kind of the rule of thirds, or the three odd, you know. I'm just gonna stick that right over that there, because I think this right now, the music notes are the most obvious thing you see. Sorry, I'm looking for what I think might. I don't want to match that up there because that's too close. Here's what we're gonna do. Ha ha. Ha ha. Solved my problem. Once in a while, a squirrel finds a nut, right? That's what they say. I'm gonna put that right there, and I'm gonna be done with this part of the project, and I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna post it. And then I'll move on to part 2. All right. Thank you for showing up and watching my video. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope, well, number one, I hope this works out. I hope you enjoyed meeting the new mascot. You know, I probably am not going to roll those dudes out every single time, and certainly not 6 of them at a time, likely, but you never know, you know, things change. But thank you for that. Thank you for coming back if you've watched before. I hope this turns into something that you guys enjoy. And with that, always, guys, please be safe, stay safe, have some fun, take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.